Deep within the towering limestone mountains of Guangxi lies an abyss so deep that darkness devours every ray of light. This is Qiao Dun Sky, the deepest flooded sinkhole in Asia, a gateway to an unknown world that only the bravest dare to enter. Legends say that this place is not just a natural wonder, but also a cold, watery grave for lost souls. A team of seasoned explorers ventured here, driven by the desire to uncover the mysteries hidden beneath its depths. But they had no idea that this journey would turn into a nightmare, an inescapable tragedy. Beneath the pitch-black waters, what was waiting for them? Faint distress signals, diving masks floating lifelessly on the surface. Those who survived returned, but they never spoke of what happened. So, what unspeakable horror took place in that cold, suffocating abyss? What secrets are buried beneath the endless darkness? And why has Qiao Dun Sky become a place no one dares to challenge twice? Are you ready to uncover the terrifying truth? If this story intrigues you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss more chilling mysteries. Now, let's descend into the darkness of Qiao Dun Sky and relive the heartbreaking tragedy that unfolded there. Three years ago, a group of 3 professional divers secretly entered the submerged cave system at Qiao Dun Sky, also known as Qiao Dun Sky Hole in Guangxi province. This is one of the deepest underwater cave systems in Asia, dubbed the Everest of China's underwater world. But tragedy struck. 2 divers went down and never came back. A large-scale rescue operation was immediately launched, led by Han Ding, China's top cave diver. Everyone believed that with Han Ding's skills and experience, along with an elite rescue team, they would soon find traces of the 2 missing divers. However, no one could have foreseen how arduous and hopeless the search would become. For an entire week, the team dived into the dark labyrinth of water, but not a single clue was found. The 2 divers had completely vanished, as if they had evaporated from existence. Had they been swept away by a powerful underground current, or had they fallen into a bottomless abyss over 300 meters deep, a place no one had ever reached before? Qiao Dun Sky is located in Duan County, Guangxi, China. From the outside, it appears to be just a small, quiet lake, unremarkable in any way. But beneath its surface lies a massive flooded cave system with an unknown depth, already recorded at over 300 meters. The water in the cave is pristine with exceptional visibility, making it a dream destination for cave divers worldwide. This cave system has 2 entrances, the North Cave and the South Cave. Divers usually begin their journey from the North Cave. At depths of 21 meters and 50 meters, there are natural rock platforms, and at 51 meters, the body of Wang Dao, a victim of a 2014 accident, was once discovered. Going deeper, at 110 meters, the North and South Cave paths merge into a vast open space, but beyond 164 meters, narrow vertical crevices form deep shafts. At 215 meters, the passage temporarily widens before splitting into 2 smaller branches, which later merge again and lead down into an unexplored structural zone. The deepest area is believed to exceed 300 meters, though no one has ever confirmed it. On September 26, 2021, 3 divers from different parts of China, Dongzhi, Ziwei, and Aguai, drove to Qiao Dun Sky for an exploratory dive. All 3 were students of Han Ding, who had just set the national record for the deepest cave dive in China at 234 meters a few months prior. According to the plan, Dongzhi and Ziwei would dive to a depth of 120 meters and then return to the 60-meter mark to meet Aguai for a safe decompression process. That morning, the weather was ideal, clear skies and temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius, perfect conditions for deep diving. Dongzhi and Ziwei descended first, while Aguai followed 10 minutes later, stopping at 60 meters to wait for his teammates. But after a long wait, no one returned. Worse still, Aguai saw no air bubbles rising to the surface, a dangerous sign. Realizing something was wrong, Aguai deployed a locator at 50 meters to signal his team that he was surfacing, then began his decompression ascent. Upon reaching the surface, he immediately raised the alarm with the dive center and authorities. Not wanting to waste any time, Eguai quickly descended again for a search dive. But when he saw that the decompression stops remained untouched, it became clear his friends had been lost. At the time, Han Ding was on a research vessel in the South China Sea. Upon hearing the news, he immediately chartered a small boat to Hainan Island and took the earliest flight to the site. Elite divers from Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou also rushed to Duan to join the rescue mission. Meanwhile, authorities swiftly sealed off the area, but the biggest challenge remained: who could dive deep enough to search? At that time, fewer than 5 divers in China could reach 120 meters, but there was a vast difference between deep diving and deep diving for a rescue. It wasn't just about skill, it required endurance, mental fortitude, and experience. That night, veteran diver Haitao arrived. He wanted to dive immediately, despite over 7 hours having passed, meaning the chance of survival was almost non-existent. However, for safety reasons, the police prohibited any dives that night. On September 27th, Haitao and Eguai conducted the first search dive at the 50-meter platform in the North Cave, where Wang Dao's body had been found years ago. But after 2 attempts, they found nothing. On the night of September 28th, Han Ding finally arrived and officially took command of the rescue operation, coordinating divers from across China. The plan was to start diving at dawn the next day. On September 28th at 7:30 a.m., Han Ding and Haitao descended. Haitao could only go as deep as 100 meters, so Han Ding continued alone to 120 meters. Due to time and pressure limitations, they could only search for a few minutes, but decompression afterward took over 3 hours. The entire morning passed without any trace of the missing divers. That afternoon, another team searched the South Cave, hoping the 2 had drifted into this area. But with depths controlled only up to 60 meters, the result was still 0. On September 29th, Han Ding and Haitao dived from the South Cave, searching an uncharted area between the 2 caves, a hazardous labyrinth of tunnels and rock formations. Haitao stopped at 90 meters and signaled Han Ding, who continued deeper. They dived for over 4 hours in the chilling 21 degrees Celsius water, exhausted and freezing when they resurfaced. On September 30th, the team reanalyzed all data. The divers might have strayed from the main guideline or succumbed to nitrogen narcosis, losing control and sinking into an unexplored abyss. If so, no one, not even Han Ding, could reach them. Many companies offered to send exploration robots, but each cost millions of yuan and risked being lost forever. October 1st, China's National Day, marked the 6th day since the accident. Han Ding and Haitao dived again to 120 meters, hoping to locate the rock ledge that Dongji had filmed before. But even when they found a ledge, it didn't match the one in Dongji's footage. On October 2nd, after multiple deep dives beyond his limits, veteran diver Haitao developed severe decompression sickness. For safety, he stayed at 9 meters, breathing oxygen while assisting Han Ding. That day, Han Ding dove alone into the abyss of Qiao Dun Sky, continuing his desperate search. While ascending from 120 meters at around 90 meters, Han Ding noticed a small crevice along the cave wall. Following his instinct, he approached and shone his light inside, discovering a hidden tunnel. At 92 meters, his light struck a motionless figure. It was Dongjie. Overwhelmed, Han Ding gently brought his dearest friend back to the surface. The ascent was a nightmare. Any sudden pressure change could cause the waterlogged body to rupture. At 60 meters, he handed Dongjie to the support team. They secured the body at 50 meters for forensic examination before carefully recovering it. But Ziwei was still missing. October 3rd marked the 7th day since the accident, the day, according to Chinese tradition, when a soul returns home one last time. That night, Han Ding dove again. On October 6th, after further analysis, they returned to the hidden tunnel. At 89 meters, they found Ziwei. On October 7th, the final day of the rescue mission, they recovered his body. The 10-day search, filled with grief and exhaustion, had come to an end. 2 years later, on April 7th, 2023, Han Ding himself was lost in Qiao Dun Sky at 120 meters. This time, no one could bring him back. The Song sinkhole remains deep, cold, and silent, swallowing secrets that no one has ever uncovered. The pitch-black waters continue to flow, whispering of souls that have yet to find peace. Those who survived left with unspeakable nightmares, while those who were lost, did they truly vanish or do they still linger in the silent depths? The expedition has ended, but the questions remain. The mystery of Song has never been fully solved. And if one day more daring souls decide to venture into this abyss, will tragedy strike again? If this story sent chills down your spine, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next terrifying mystery. Thank you for watching, and remember, there are places in this world where not everyone makes it back.